Good day, good day, good day, everybody. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, and I decided to kind of do something a little different. Actually, I was given this idea by someone else, and the idea is what I've learned in life. So, what lessons have I learned in life that I can share with others? And sorry for the lighting. It is 6:06 a.m. and so it's still dark outside, and I am on my way to work, as you can see, right? So I decided to call it Lessons with Nickie Brown. I like it. So basically, I hope you can't hear the wind noise. I have my window down. It's a little warm. So I hope you can hear me. I'll definitely check the video before I post it. But anyhow, Lessons with Nickie Brown. What lessons have I learned in life? Well, today I decided to talk about dieting. So, I've tried several diets. Cabbage soup diet, Atkins diet, the lemonade diet or the master cleanse, whichever one you want to call it, it's the same thing. All kinds of diets. At one point, I was on phentermine, and I was getting B12 shots. So I already have a lot of energy. My energy was through the roof. I remember once, one of the times when I had the B12 shot, I was living in an apartment in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I lived on the second floor. And so I started cleaning up because, like, you can't help but just clean or do something. Like, you have to do something because you have so much energy. Well, I had to do something. So I started cleaning. Not that I had a whole lot to clean, but I end up sweeping because I don't really, I know this is probably weird, but I don't necessarily care for vacuuming. I mean, it's okay, but sometimes vacuum cleaners, I don't know. I'm just an old-fashioned girl, so sometimes I would rather just use a broom. I'm just going to put that out there. So, anyway. So anyhow, and I'm sorry if I keep saying and pausing. Just, trying to get my thoughts together. I didn't really sleep well last night. I was up till after 1. I'm not sure why I was so restless, but I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Anyway, so I end up sweeping the trash out into the hallway. Then I swept the entire hallway, down the steps, and out the breezeway. It was, and I just laughed to myself. I called one of my friends, like, girl, you won't believe what I'm doing right now. So, needless to say, it gives you a lot of energy. So, I lost a lot of weight. Walking is my favorite form of exercise, so I will go to Country Park. Well, you don't know Country Park, but anyway, there's a park in Greensboro called Country Park, and it has a few hills, so it was pretty cool. So I was taking phentermine and walking, and I lost a lot of weight. The only thing about dieting is that as soon as you stop dieting, you typically gain the weight right back. So it wasn't until years later I accidentally and on purpose started fasting. I was already kind of accustomed to fasting. However, I had never fasted for more than like a day. Because after like the second or third day, once I got a headache or, other things started going on, I would just go ahead and eat something. So at this particular time, I was busy doing stuff with my business, constantly making orders. And so I would be so busy throughout the day that a lot of times I wouldn't eat. In addition to other reasons as well. But I wouldn't eat sometimes. So I realized I was intermittently fasting. And by intermittently fasting, and then on top of that, I had already decided I was never going to diet again. I'm just going to eat healthy. And so this is what I told myself. I eat healthy. I still tell myself that, actually. And this has been, I don't even know how many years. What's this, 2020? Maybe around 2012 or 13 or 14, somewhere around in there. I really don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was when I was living in Raleigh. So it had to be at least 2013 because I moved to Raleigh. I moved back to North Carolina in January of 2013. So when I did eat, it was always something healthy. And I intentionally had healthy things at my house so that I wouldn't eat junk food. And then if I wanted some junk food, I would have to get up and go out and get it. Which usually I wasn't going to do. So I would make sure that I kept fruit and, vegetables. Even if it was frozen vegetables, I would at least try to keep fresh and or frozen fruits and vegetables. Because, of course, with the frozen fruit and vegetables, I could do smoothies. And then, of course, I could just eat a piece of fruit or eat some of the vegetables, cooked or raw. Then also, let's see, 2014, yes, 2014. So, 2004, well, prior to 2014, I promised myself that I would be the size I want to be by the time my birthday came around that year. So that would have been February 2014. So I promised myself because I went to Jamaica with my friend for her birthday. And I was like, I have to make sure that I'm, I was pretty much already there by that time because I went to a sister who put me on what she called, she doesn't call it, she didn't give it the name, but it's called the Yeast Diet or the Candida Diet. And on the Candida Diet, you cannot have any fruits or anything sweet. And basically, you just have to eat or drink clear broth teas with no added honey, no sativa, none of that. Just plain. Maybe a little lemon if you wanted to squeeze some lemon or lime in it, but that was about it. And basically, with eating no fruit and no sugar, so just about everything has sugar in it. Like everything, all the sauces, all the salad dressings. And then, of course, you have starchy foods that turn into sugar, like corn, carrots, rice, potatoes, and pasta, bread. Basically, any of your white foods are going to turn into sugar in your body. So, I did that for 3 months. And between intermittently fasting and doing the yeast diet, I feel as if I kind of reset my body. And I lost, mean, the weight just started falling off. I wasn't even trying. And it was to the point where I didn't even realize I had lost so much weight at all. And people were like, "Oh, you so skinny. Why you getting so skinny? Why you trying to lose weight?" And I'm like, I'm not trying. It's just kind of happening naturally because I eat healthy. And so that's what I learned. I learned that, again, dieting, if you go on a diet, 9 times out of 10, you're going to give up at some point. And I shouldn't say you. I'm going to speak for myself. Whenever I dieted over the years, I always kind of cheated, as we say, after like a few days, or even like after like a week or two. I think that's probably the longest I ever dieted. Even before I became a vegetarian, when I was 18, I tried twice, and both times I succumbed to a steak, because steak was my favorite. A burger, depending on where it came from, I could kind of take it or leave it. I did enjoy like pork chops and lamb chops, bacon, ham, veal, but steak was always my favorite piece of meat, even as a child. Like when we went to a restaurant to order food, I always ordered a steak. Sometimes my mother would be upset because she felt like she wasted her money, because if it was like tough, I would just chew the juice and spit out the and spit the meat out because it was tough. Like, I'm not eating that. I was something else. Anyway, so like I said, that's what I learned. I was saying that when I was 18, I tried to become a vegetarian twice, and each time I succumbed to a steak. And then after the third time, I just kind of went cold turkey, and that was it. I was done. And that actually worked for me. And that doesn't work for everybody. And whenever someone asks me about becoming a vegetarian or eating healthier or eating clean, I always say, eat whatever swims or flies. Because when I was going to the doctor and getting the phentermine, that's what he said. Anything that swims or flies. So that's going to be your turkey, your chicken, duck, quail, and of course any type of fish. Now, shrimp, lobster, they don't swim. Not like a fish. So when a doctor said anything that swims or flies, he specifically means fish. So, after the third try, and it's funny because one of my coworkers, when I worked at Verizon Communications, he was a vegetarian, and he kind of actually like motivated me, because it was like, well, if a guy can do it, I can do it, clearly. And so I did it. Like I said, after that third try, I became vegetarian. And as long as, like I said, you're eating anything that swims or flies, and you're eating more fresh fruits and vegetables than anything else, typically you will lose weight. If that's your goal. If your goal is just to become a vegetarian, then again, you might want to wean yourself off. Or if you feel like you're strong enough to go cold turkey like I did, then go for it. Once you become a vegetarian, so when I first became a vegetarian, I did everything the right way. I only ate fruits and vegetables, and I drank, plenty of water. Then after a couple months, and then that first month, I lost like 20 pounds, and this was back in 2001. Then I became a junk food vegetarian. Junk food vegetarian is someone who eats fries and chips and cookies and a whole bunch of starches and junk food, basically, and less fruits and vegetables. So that's like a junk food vegetarian. And I gained quite a few pounds. I know that my body does not digest starches properly. Its perception is different when it comes to that. But our body should naturally balance out to be a certain weight. So if you decide to become a vegetarian, or just at least eat baked and broiled poultry and seafood, and load up on your fruits and vegetables, whether they're raw or cooked, whether it's a salad or a saute, you will lose weight if you want to, as long as you stay consistent. You don't even have to try. It's just gonna naturally fall off. And how do I know? It not only worked for me, it worked for several other people I recommended it to. And of course, there's always some resistance. Whenever you tell somebody, the truth, or something that they feel like, oh, it's going to take away from me and it's going to deprive me, you're not going to be deprived. I can promise you, you will still be satiated. Because we're supposed to eat to live and not live to eat. Food is just supposed to be a source of nutrition. Instead of taking supplements, really, we should get majority of our fruits and vegetables of our vitamins from fresh fruits and vegetables. Not necessarily supplements. Not that there's anything wrong with supplementation. I'm not telling you not to supplement, but we should get most of our vitamins from fresh fruits and vegetables. And that's more beneficial to the body, because you're getting it you're getting it in its purest form. Another thing that helped me, I have a juicer, a Breville juicer. So let's say I buy a bag of apples, I will put them in my juicer and make my own apple juice. And then, just drink fresh fruit and vegetables. And the fiber from fresh fruits and vegetables does keep you full. So a lot of times people feel like, oh, well, what do you eat? You know what? I think that is such a disrespectful question. I promise you I do. Like, what do you eat? I eat the same thing you eat. I just don't eat meat. It's no different. Even one time, one of my friends, she was like, oh, well, what you getting? Because you don't eat nothing. Please don't do that to people, because you wouldn't want anybody to do that to you. That's another thing. I don't like, sometimes people will, a lot of times, because of what's going on inside of a person, they have a tendency to judge and criticize, when really what they really want to do is ask a question. Well, how did you do that? Or what steps did you take? But instead of them asking you a question, they'll say something insulting. Oh, well, I ain't got to do so-and-so and such and such. I don't talk about any. My grandmother taught me when I was little, because when she would eat things that I didn't like, well, I'm saying I didn't like them. Some things I just didn't give a chance to, like chicken feet and chitterlings. The smell and the look of them, I'm not eating that. Why are you eating that? I told you I was something else. But anyway, she always said, like, if I said, ew, that's nasty, and she would say, how do you know it's nasty? You never tried it. You don't say that someone else's food is nasty. That's not nice. And so I grew up with that. And I know that there are people who didn't. So I can't, I'm not mad about it or anything. But it is a little rude to, criticize someone's food. I don't do that to people. I have never said, oh, God, why you eating them pork chops? That swine ain't good for. I never do. Enjoy your food. You eat what you want to eat, and allow me to eat what I want to eat without being judged or criticized, because I don't eat the same thing. I don't have to be like everybody else. Nobody does. We are allowed to make our own choices in life, and it's okay. So, I think I'm going to end this video here. I hope I ended it on a good note. If you have any questions, then I can probably do another video. But bon appetit. Like I said, enjoy your food. If you want to gradually wean yourself off, just try to choose anything that swims or flies and load up on your fresh fruits and vegetables. Drink plenty of water, get rest, and you will have a healthy glow, and you will lose weight if that's what you want to do, or if you just want to make. And let me say this. I became a vegetarian for health reasons. There are people in my family who I've seen get sick, and it was very disappointing and hurtful. And Alzheimer's runs on both sides of my family, so I made the conscious effort to do things better. I've basically eliminated most aluminum products because aluminum is one of the things that causes Alzheimer's. It builds up on the brain over years, and then eventually, so I hardly ever use aluminum foil or aluminum pans. I have ceramic dishes, glass, dishes, glass bowls, and I use the cast iron ceramic coated pots and pans, or just regular cast iron, because cast iron is good for you. That is one of the minerals that's naturally in our body, and we can add more to our bodies, because whatever pots and pans you cook in, when you're flipping something over or whatever you're doing with it, some of that metal is being absorbed into your food. So I switched over to cast iron, so that at least if I'm consuming bits and pieces of the pot, at least it's iron, and it's not, maybe something else that's not good for my health. Toothpaste, I don't use the toothpaste with, I use fluoride free and natural toothpastes. Well, that I make them. So I make my own charcoal toothpaste. I don't make my own deodorant. I make deodorant, and my customers love my deodorant. However, my body has grown accustomed to using the deodorant stone. So there's that. And then, so deodorant, toothpaste, products, everything all natural for me. Every now and then I might try something that's not all natural, but for the most part I use the products that I make, because I know what's in them. And that I know I've shared this before. Your skin is the largest organ on your body, so whatever you touch or put on your skin is absorbed into your bloodstream, and this is one of the things that causes disease in our body. So I, of course, with all that's going on with, stuff being in the water and, in the food supply, the GMOs, it's challenging to eliminate everything, unless and until, until I own land and I can grow my own food, and plants and flowers, I have to use what's available. So, with that being said, I hope you all have a good day. I know that I am. I'm about to go ahead and get started with work. So, like I said, if you have any questions, you can leave them below in the comment section, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Have a great day, everybody.